Hey, it's Chaya and I'm back with another episode of Unstuck and Unstoppable, a series I made special for people like me and you who want a different life, who want to be unstuck, who want to be unstoppable, and just need the secret formula, one that I learned through blood, sweat, and tears, through so much abuse, so much sadness, so much pain, and so much strength. And I'm here to share it with you over the next 30 days, breaking it down so that it's easy. And the only thing you got to do is show up whenever you can. Not even every day, if that's what you can, whatever you can do. All you got to do is show up when you can and be there completely. Do what I'm saying while I do it. Experience it. The way this works is whatever you experience here, you can't unlearn it. Everything you learn here, you can't unlearn it. And once you felt it once, you can do it again. And that's why I'm here. That's what I'm doing. Making sure you feel things you haven't felt before. You understand things you haven't understood before. And making it impossible to go back to sleep and get stuck again. Making it impossible to get stuck without wanting to get unstuck and knowing how to do that. And most of all, making it actually possible for you to become unstoppable. So, today, I want to go way deep in on the thing that makes us not see ourselves the thing that makes us look at ourselves in a bad way, and that is our reactions. When we react, and I'm sure you've heard this, reacting versus responding. When we react versus respond, we're not actually choosing our action. When you're reacting, you're on autopilot. So that parent, that teacher, that person that you hated the most, that hurt you the most, they model to you a way of acting, right? When you're in reaction mode, you are reacting. You are acting, again, reenacting the story that you know. Whether you become the person you hate the most, whether you become the person you were when that person, you're reenacting the same exact story, and you get to choose different part of the story that you are. However, you don't really get to choose because you are an autopilot. Now, let me explain to you this a little bit better by explaining to you it through me, through my story. And before I go there, what I want to explain to you is like this. This will not be a fun episode. I will do my best to make it funny, but it won't be a fun episode. This will be a lot of recognition, a lot of cognitive awareness, recognizing parts of yourself you might not like. However, that's the only way you get what you want. Do you want to live with parts of you you don't like, or do you want to find ways to strengthen those parts until they become parts that work for you and help you? So let's dive right in. So for me, reaction mode is an easy one to describe. I would describe it as a pit in my stomach, and usually I'm actually at the phone, on my phone, on my cell phone, sometimes, and waiting for a message, waiting to hear the response. Sometimes it would be sitting next to another person and holding my breath, trying to just remember to breathe, but also holding it, waiting to see what happens. It's funny because reaction mode for me, it varies. Sometimes I become the people I hated the most. I become the perpetrators. Sometimes I become the victim. I turn my friends even into my perpetrator. I feel like they become the people who hurt me. And I'll tell you, so there's so much here. Let's stay on path. So what I've learned is when it comes to reaction versus responding, we need to recognize what your reactions are, where you tend to go the most. For me, it's definitely, I tend to go back to my past. I go back to my dad, and either I become him or I turn my friends into him. in my head. And then I react to the way I would react to him today. And that's just not fair for me and for them. I get to relive the same stories over and over again with different characters, with different sceneries, but it hurts. The pain is always the same. I know exactly where it lands, and it hurts. So I got to in the past, and now I learned a new way. And this is what I want to teach you. When it comes to reacting, there are two different reasons. Well, there are many reasons, but there are two different reasons I want to address why people will react. One is a survival mechanism. When you feel like someone's attacking you, at that point, you're going to react. And what you're going to do is you're going to project what you're feeling onto them. You're going to assume that because you're feeling attacked, they're attacking you. You get it? That's a projection. And then the second reason would be transference, which is the one I was describing, where I transfer a story that used to be almost like a PTSD experience, and I transfer it onto the people in front of me right now, whether I turn them into the people that hurt me or I become the person that hurt me. Now, these two are very big reasons for reactions. And the reason I'm bringing them up now is because when you have the knowledge of why you do it, it's a lot easier to understand yourself and to be kind to yourself. The first thing I want to tell you is when you start to notice your reaction modes, stop everything. Take a pause, take a deep breath, take a step out, do a meditation, watch something, do something special for yourself. Whatever it is, just stop everything, especially the message you were about to send, the phone call you were about to have. Stop everything. I beg you, especially until you know a little bit more information on this. Tomorrow I'm going to give you another rundown so you understand what transference is and how you deal with it, and projection, how you deal with it. When it comes to reacting, though, there is a form, like you can tell when you're in reaction mode. And I want you to tell me that now. I want you to take a moment and go back to a few reminders of when you were reacting rather than responding. A few times. Just go back there. Tell me, what did you feel like? Was your heart racing? Was it going slow? Was your breath shallow? Was it deep? How did you feel then? And I want you to feel it for a moment so that you recognize that is the feeling of reaction. That is the feeling when you're about to go on autopilot. The signs are all there. You need to notice them beforehand in order to be able to deal with it when it comes. And it's not going to happen overnight now that I know about reaction mode. Okay, now I expect myself. No, there's no expectations with this. There's just experimentation. We're going to experiment it until we get it right. And I want you to have the formula to do it. So first off, the first key to it is understanding that when you're triggered, when you feel in any way under attack, when you feel in any way under attack, which means you can do it from transference, you can do it from projection, which I'll explain to you what those mean even deeper soon. But if you feel in any way under attack, you were designed to survive, to fight through, and therefore you will react based off of what was modeled to you, based off of what other people taught you how to react. That means that you're not at fault here. So there's no hating on yourself for whatever reaction you had. That won't help us get through it. But how about we observe your reactions? How about we become conscious of them? How about we start to recognize, oh God, I react all the goddamn time. That's why I feel like I have anxiety all the goddamn time. I'm just in reaction mode. I feel like I'm out of control because I actually don't have any level of choices because I'm always reacting. That was me around 5 years ago. That was me. It hurt so bad I couldn't understand why I had to fight to say, I know I'm good. And it wasn't just all over. And what I learned with a lot of practice is that the first step to starting to take back your choices and having your own actions available to you, The first step is recognizing your reactions from a loving, kind place. From a place of a mother recognizing that her daughter or her son needs extra love and care because perhaps they gotten hurt in the past. Perhaps they had a bad friend who taught them a way that they shouldn't know, that you want to help them heal from. That's the manner in which we want to deal with this. So right now, I want you to take a deep breath, put your hands on your heart, and I want you to repeat after me. Say it like this. So, hey little one, I'm here right now, and I want to let you know that now, over the next few days,